I'm Mike Murdock, and I'm the creative director of Otherworld Interactive. We're a virtual reality and augmented reality design company. So this app that we made is called StarPort. It's a virtual reality social app, and it's got games and apps and experiences. So basically it puts two users in a shared virtual space and lets them play a game together. So there's a game called Astro Bump, where you're competing against the other person to shoot down more asteroids, and the other experience is Castle Build. So you're collaborating with the other person to build a structure, and it's a little bit like Minecraft in VR, but you're on rocket platforms, so the higher you build up, the more your character rises up in the air and you can see the land all around you. Sure, so we about a year ago built an experience called Cafe Am, where you're sitting by yourself in a cafe and we made you a robot character, and you could see your reflection, but it was a very lonely experience. So for StarPort we said, we need another person in there, and we put a lot of work in our avatar design. We did robotics research to figure out how to only take the head orientation of the person and drive an entire character rig so the arms move and it feels very natural. And then the other great thing about that is it's social. So you can see where your opponent's looking, you can see what they're looking at, and that really brings the sense of humanness into the experience. So right now we have 3 avatars. There's Koala Dollar Bill, a koala rapper, there's Todd the pirate, and there's Bleep the robot. But we're going to be bringing more avatars into this, so you really get to personalize it to your kind of character that you like. So this was built originally for the Oculus Mobile Jam that just wrapped up a couple weeks ago. And so it's on Gear first, but we actually built in DK2 cross-play. So somebody could be on the PC playing with somebody on a mobile device. And the thinking behind that is that VR is taking off on mobile devices, and it's an always-on networked experience. And we use this for social all the time, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And so this thing is built for social. So we wanted to build an app that you could just throw your phone in to this VR viewer and be in a social space with another person and start interacting. Yeah, so it exists on on the Gear VR first. We're also looking for Oculus DK2, CV1 compatibility, and Google Cardboard as well. So we intentionally designed all the art and graphics to scale. On the desktop we'll add better lighting and better shaders. On the mobile side it will be more of a simple experience, but the gameplay is consistent. So you could be on a mobile phone playing with somebody on DK2 or CV1. And the other thing is this, the game design is built around augmented as well. So you could potentially be in VR playing with somebody in augmented and in the same virtual space. And we're really looking towards this kind of mixed reality space that's going to emerge. It doesn't matter if you're in VR or AR, it's the same experience, and you just get to be there with another person. So there's 2 games, the Astro Bump and Castle Build. We're working on a soccer game as well that we're looking at the kinesthetics of VR, and when you're watching soccer you're following the ball anyway, so why not turn that natural experience into input? So in soccer you're going to be guiding a team of characters around, and they're going to go towards the ball or wherever you're looking, and then you get to use the touchpad or the controller to kick the ball, turning something that everybody knows how to play into now an immersive VR experience. So for Cafe Am we had 1 person and it was lonely. This one was all about getting that social experience between 2 players to feel really good, and there's nothing in our network code that will prevent us from doing more players. It's simply, let's add more players. And so we wanted to focus on just 2 people in VR and getting that right, and then expand it, grow it outwards from that experience. So we built the art around enclosing the player around a space that feels good. And the emphasis isn't a large world that you can explore, it's about being there with another person. And so when I design VR environments, I take this detail and I fold it around the person. So we make sure that all the graphics that we're using, all those polygons, really go towards making that experience better. We do things like perfectly symmetrical environments so that you feel balanced and stable. And if you look at one side of it, one piece of it, you know that that's just going to be repeated around you. So the audience really doesn't feel the need to go out and explore this big world. Basically, we're taking it into your personal space and making all that detail matter there. And that's what lets us squeeze all the detail and graphics out of even mobile devices, because we're putting it where it counts, or where it matters. Sure, so we're focusing on Google Cardboard next, just because there's millions of users. I should say about 1.3 million on that platform, and we want to release it to that audience and just get everybody to start playing it and get good response. And then our next release is for Samsung Gear, and then we're looking at devices that are out there like HoloLens, like Magic Leap, and of course Oculus and the Sony and Valve devices. We built it so it can scale easily to all these platforms.